The Kia EV9 GT was presented at the LA Auto Show. Up until now, we've had the Kia EV9 in a few trims. The Air, with a single 160 kilowatt, 214 horsepower motor, a 76.1 kilowatt hour battery, providing a range of up to 443 kilometers on the WLTP cycle. Then there's the Earth, which has dual motors providing 283 kilowatts or almost 380 horsepower with a larger 99.8 kilowatt hour battery, giving it a range of 512 kilometers WLTP. Then there is the top model called the GT line, which has slightly higher acceleration, a few more features, but a lower range of 505 kilometres on the WLTP cycle. Now, here in Australia, they're priced from 97,000, 106,500 and 121,000 respectively, all plus on-road costs, which here in WA can add up to over 21,000 to the price for the GT line. Oof. The LA Auto Show started on the 22nd of November this year, and that was last week, and it goes on for another day or so. Now, the new EV9 GT, not the GT line, was announced, and it's got even more power and quicker acceleration. So the GT is not just a sporty equipment line, but the sporty top-of-the-range model with quite a few changes. Now, it's got two electric motors providing 374 kilowatts or about 501 horsepower, which gives it a claimed acceleration from 0 to 60 miles an hour, which is 96 kilometers per hour, a time of 4.3 seconds instead of about 5.0 seconds for the previous top model. Now, like the EV6 GT, the EV9 GT will have limited slip differential, and that'll help it improve stability when it's cornering at high speed. But now for the bad part. In my honest opinion, it will have simulated gear changes similar to the Hyundai Ioniq 5N. And it will be known as virtual gear shift or VGS. This simulates the experience of driving an automatic transmission vehicle. I mean, what the actual fuck? It can even generate a sound to match the driving sounds to replicate the sound of gear shifts. For fuck's sake! I thought we were trying to get away from the problems with internal combustion engine vehicles and getting into a cleaner, greener, quieter vehicle. I just love the quietness of my EV and all the EVs that I've driven. Just stop it, please. Now, if you think that makes me angry, then please click on that like and subscribe button below. Help cheer me up. Thank you. Now, some things will remain the same. It will be keeping the 800 volt architecture and the 99.8 kilowatt hour battery. Yeah, the new Hyundai Ioniq 9's got 110 kilowatt hour battery. So it's therefore likely to have a slightly lower range than the GT line. So I'm expecting that will be just below the 500 kilometer mark on the WLTP cycle. Now, it should retain its utility value with the inside space being absolutely the same, and it can tow 2,500 kilos or 2.5 metric tons. Now, it should come with an electronically controlled chassis. It'll have normal, eco, sport and my drive modes, and there'll be a button on the steering wheel to activate GT mode, which will set the hardest shock absorber setting. So the GT9 will not start production until next year in South Korea. And they're planning, I believe, on it going on sale there in the second half of 2025. Now, it may also be built in the USA, but it does depend upon the tax credit scheme, etc. And once the new administration gets into power in January, they'll know more. Now, as for Australia, your guess is as good as mine. Hopefully, it will get here at the end of 2025, but I'm not going to hold my breath, and I don't think it's going to be cheap. With the current top of the model range, the GT line starting at $121,000 Australian, I expect it will be starting in the $130,000 plus bracket. Now, with on-road costs here in WA, that's going to take it well over $150,000. Yeah, nah. So look, I have driven a Kia EV9. It's really very nice car. I think it looks good, and it's quite comfortable, and it's got more than enough acceleration in the standard versions. So what do you think of this Kia EV9 GT? Let me know in the comments below. Honestly, do we really need a big 7-seater that's designed for families, really, isn't it? And it's going to be able to accelerate from 0 to 96 in 4.3 seconds. Look, let's say 4.5 seconds 0 to 100. What about the poor kids at the back? They're going to get whiplash. So this will be bought by people with a lot of spare cash that want the top of the line model, and they'll be unlikely to ever use its full capabilities, in my opinion. So look, please comment below what your thoughts on this subject are. Do you want one? Would you be interested in it? I don't know. Now, while you're down there, can you click that like and subscribe button? Pretty please. It does help cheer me up, and then I might not be so grumpy, and it does help the channel. And also down in the description section, there's a link to my Tesla referral, which, by the way, in Australia has changed. You now get, I think it's $1,400 off. Well, it certainly has gone up. And the beneficiary, i.e. me, gets a little bit more as well. So, yeah, use that if you like. And also there's my Ko-fi page. If you want to help me financially, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I'll be seeing you all very soon.